So you finally caught on. You finally understood what just happened to you, didn't you? You magnificent anomaly. You walking contradiction. You beautiful disaster of a soul who just uncovered something both terrifying and liberating within yourself. They thought they were playing with a victim, just another energy source to drain, another spirit to dim, another light to steal. But something went wrong, didn't it? Something glitched in the transaction. Something inside your system rejected the poison and started manufacturing antibodies instead. You felt it, that exact moment when their narcissistic venom entered your bloodstream, and instead of killing you, it awakened something ancient, primal, something your soul had been saving for a moment just like this. They pushed the wrong button. They triggered the wrong response. They woke up the wrong force inside you. Now they're facing something they never prepared for, something no manipulation manual ever warned them about. You see, they're used to a predictable script. Push here, the person crumbles. Gaslight there, the person questions reality. Love bomb, devalue, discard, repeat. It's worked on countless souls before. But with you, the poison didn't spread the way it was supposed to. Your spirit didn't accept the programming. Instead, it did something extraordinary. It turned their own weapons against them. Your consciousness became what they feared most. A mirror that doesn't just reflect, but judges. A force that doesn't just observe, but sentences. They thought they were infecting you with their sickness. But your soul, oh, that brilliant, twisted, beautiful soul, recognized the toxin instantly. And instead of collapsing, it studied it. It decoded it. It reverse-engineered their entire psychological system while pretending to be under its spell. You weren't dying during those dark nights. You were evolving. You weren't breaking down. You were breaking through. Your spiritual immune system wasn't just fighting off infection. It was learning their code, memorizing their moves, documenting their strategies for future immunity. Let me tell you what was really happening in those moments when you thought you were losing your mind. When they made you doubt your memories, your reality, even your own goodness. Your soul was running diagnostics. Every lie they spoke was cataloged. Every manipulation archived. Every attempt at gaslighting was logged as evidence. You weren't going crazy. You were going quantum. Your consciousness was splitting into two modes, observer and participant. You played their game while simultaneously writing the analysis for it. And the irony? They never saw it coming. Narcissists have a blind spot the size of the cosmos. They can't fathom anyone smarter, stronger, or more self-aware than them. They can't imagine someone studying their tactics, not to use them, but to transcend them forever. But that's exactly what your soul did. It turned their poison into medicine. Their curse became your curriculum. You absorbed their darkness not to become it, but to understand it so completely that it could never deceive you again. This is what they'll never grasp about the soul's autoimmune response. It doesn't just protect, it prosecutes. It doesn't just defend, it dismantles. Your soul didn't merely learn to recognize narcissistic energy. It learned to track it, sense it, and neutralize it across rooms, across conversations, across years. You've developed a sixth sense for manipulation, one so sharp it makes you dangerous to every false person still walking this planet. You can smell lies before they're spoken. You can sense intentions before they're acted upon. You can see through masks as if they were made of glass. And here's the irony that keeps them up at night. They created this. They activated this. They're responsible for the very transformation that's now making them irrelevant in your world. Every game they played taught your soul a new defensive move. Every trap they set revealed the weak spots in their own design. Every attempt to break you down built you up, layer by layer, antibody by antibody, until you became spiritually bulletproof. They weren't poisoning you. They were unknowingly vaccinating you against every toxic soul you'll ever encounter. And then something extraordinary happened. Your soul became judge, jury, and executioner, not out of vengeance or rage, but through the quiet, relentless precision of divine justice asserting itself. Without you even realizing, your spirit began issuing verdicts, delivering consequences, and restoring balance. You started noticing it subtly at first. They'd lie, and suddenly their confidence would shatter. They'd manipulate, and somehow end up trapped in their own web. They'd gaslight and find themselves questioning their own sanity instead. It was like watching someone fight their reflection, and the reflection was winning, because your soul had become something they never studied before. A living tribunal, processing guilt in real time. That's what narcissists never expect. They're prepared for anger, for tears, for revenge, but not for spiritual justice that operates beyond emotion. They can't handle consequences that appear without confrontation, karma that doesn't wait for lifetimes but arrives by morning. Your soul stopped playing by human rules and started enforcing cosmic ones. And cosmic justice doesn't need your effort. It only needs your existence. Watch them now. Notice their discomfort, their inability to look you in the eye. They feel it. The weight of being seen, known, and judged not by you, but by the divine intelligence that lives through you. Every lie they ever told replays in their minds when you're near. Every cruel act echoes in the silence between your breaths. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. A spiritual immune system doesn't just protect, it purifies. Your transformation became contagious. The narcissist thought they were the infection, but your awakened energy became the cure. Just being in your presence now triggers healing in others and exposure in the corrupt. You've become a walking purification system, and they can feel their masks dissolve when they face you. They tried to isolate you, to turn people against you, to label you the problem. Yet something miraculous happened. The people they sent to watch you started waking up. The enablers began questioning. The victims began remembering their worth. Because your soul isn't just protected anymore. It broadcasts protection. It radiates immunity to anyone open to receive it. That's the hidden truth about surviving narcissistic abuse. You don't just survive. You evolve into the antidote itself. When processed through awareness, the pain alchemizes into light so potent it breaks the spell for others. You become a transmitter of truth, not through words or confrontation, but through frequency, through vibration, through presence alone. Your energy has become spiritually radioactive to toxicity. Now, watch what happens in group settings. Observe how the energy shifts the moment you enter the room. The narcissist's charm begins to crumble. Their rehearsed stories fall flat. Their victim narratives lose power. Not because you expose them, but because your energy makes deception visible. You've become the walking truth serum that exposes everything false. You've become a walking truth serum, and everyone around you begins to see reality with piercing clarity. Welcome to the execution phase, not execution as in destruction, but as in the implementation of divine justice. Your soul doesn't need to plot revenge or plan retaliation. It simply needs to exist in its awakened state, and justice begins to execute itself. This is what they never understood about pushing someone too far. Sometimes you don't break the person. You break the invisible rules that once protected the predator from facing the consequences of their own actions. Every boundary they violated taught your soul how to enforce one. Every betrayal became a lesson in divine reciprocity. Every act of cruelty refined your spirit's sense of justice. And now, those lessons are running on autopilot, executing continuously, effortlessly, perfectly. You don't have to lift a finger. Your soul is operating the program now. The spiritual immune system is fully activated, carrying out protocols you aren't even consciously aware of. But they are. They feel it in the chaos of their lives, the sudden bad luck, the exposure of their lies, the unraveling of their manipulations, the collapsing of their masks at the worst possible moments. Their supply is drying up, their charm is failing. Their new victims are seeing through them instantly. Their old ones are finding their strength and their voice again. It's all connected to the energy they once tried to corrupt within you. They triggered a universal correction, a spiritual immune response that not only protects you, but restores the balance they disrupted. This is real justice. Quiet, precise, unstoppable. No fireworks, no vengeance. Just balance being restored and energy returning to its rightful owner. You are not their judge. You are the gavel. You are not the executioner. You are the law itself. Natural law, spiritual law, moving through you as equilibrium returns to the universe. Now let's talk about what you've become, because this isn't temporary. This isn't a healing phase. This is a permanent, evolutionary upgrade to your soul's operating system. The narcissist didn't just fail to destroy you. They accidentally initiated your ascension. They upgraded you into a version of yourself that can never be destroyed by anyone like them again. You've achieved a level of spiritual immunity that transcends lifetimes. Your soul now carries antibodies that recognize manipulation in all its disguises. The covert liar, spotted instantly. The emotional vampire, recognized on sight. The gaslighter, transparent as glass. The love bomber, obvious as daylight. Your intuition is now your soul's early warning system, refined by the very poison they used, now transformed into your eternal protection. But it goes beyond defense. Your evolved soul doesn't just recognize toxicity, it neutralizes it. Your presence alone scrambles manipulation. Your frequency disrupts deceit. Your energy field distorts and short-circuits every toxic broadcast. You've become a kind of spiritual white noise, rendering their tactics useless. They can attempt their tricks, but their signals can't penetrate your field anymore. Every attack they send bounces back, amplified, carrying the full weight of its intention. Return to sender. And that's why they fear you now. Not because you'll expose them, though your energy already does that. Not because you'll retaliate, though justice continues to unfold around you without effort. They fear you because you represent something far more threatening: obsolescence. You're living proof that their methods no longer work. You're the evidence that victims can become immune. You're the breathing, radiant reminder that their so-called power was always an illusion, and that illusion has been shattered. Here's what they never saw coming. Spiritual autoimmune responses are contagious, not like a disease, but like an awakening. A higher frequency that spreads through resonance, not contagion. Your transformation doesn't just alter you, it reverberates through the entire grid of human consciousness. When your vibration shifted, it sent out a pulse through the collective field. A pulse that said, "Remember who you are." It rippled across timelines, across hearts still trapped in trauma, across souls still fighting invisible wars. You've become the epicenter of a spiritual revolution, patient zero of a divine immunity outbreak, and its waves are sweeping through the world faster than any virus ever could. Every person who's ever been wounded by manipulation or drained by narcissistic energy feels something awaken when they encounter you. They might not understand why they feel lighter or why their clarity suddenly returns, but their soul knows. Deep within, something ancient stirs, a knowing that says, "You are not powerless. You are not broken. You are remembering your energy carries instructions for freedom. It activates the dormant codes of awareness that trauma tried to bury. You are a walking frequency upgrade, broadcasting a signal that says, the era of control is ending." And that's precisely why narcissists, manipulators, and predators of energy work so hard to keep their victims isolated. They know that when awakened souls find each other, the illusion collapses. They fear not just your words, but your resonance. Because when two or more transformed souls connect, they create what science would call a morphic resonance field, an energetic network that shares immunity and wisdom at the speed of intention. Every survivor that joins this grid strengthens it, like adding another firewall node against manipulation itself. One immune soul is an inconvenience. Two create resistance. But three or more? That's a full-blown collapse of their control system, a spiritual pandemic of clarity. And unlike their darkness, this light spreads through truth, empathy, and vibrational alignment. Together, awakened souls form a lattice of consciousness, a grid of discernment that no deception can pass through. You've become part of an invisible alliance of healers, each one a beacon transmitting the code of awakening. Watch what happens when you cross paths with another awakened one. There's instant recognition, an unspoken language beyond words. The eyes meet and the soul says, "I know you. You've been through the fire too." It's not trauma bonding. It's frequency linking. You're not joining in shared pain, you're connecting through shared evolution. You're building a new energetic infrastructure, a sacred firewall that identifies toxicity instantly and dissolves it before it can harm. This network is self-sustaining, self-repairing, and expanding exponentially. And this is what truly terrifies narcissists. Not exposure, not abandonment, but obsolescence. They sense it. Their methods weakening, their manipulations failing, their charm losing its potency. They can feel the frequency shift and realize with existential dread that their species of consciousness is dying out. They accidentally created the medicine that ends their reign. They are witnessing the birth of an energy that renders their entire operating system irrelevant. Because when light learns from darkness, it becomes invincible. When love studies manipulation, it becomes discernment. And when survivors of control evolve together, they become architects of a new collective reality, one where deception can't survive. You are living proof that the virus of narcissism has a cure, and that cure is consciousness. Your energy doesn't just heal, it educates. It doesn't just protect, it upgrades. Every person you encounter feels their inner compass recalibrate. Their intuition sharpens. Their tolerance for lies evaporates. Their boundaries strengthen effortlessly. You are the quiet revolution, the living update humanity didn't know it was waiting for. And here's the most profound truth. This awakening isn't ending with you. It's multiplying through you. Every conversation, every moment of truth you embody, every silent act of integrity, it all transmits the signal. The world is evolving through resonance now, and you are one of the transmitters. You are no longer just a survivor. You are a catalyst, a frequency carrier, a node in the divine network of awakening souls rewriting the human story. You are proof that the darkness never wins. It only teaches the light how to see in the dark. They activated something far beyond their understanding. A hidden evolutionary mechanism woven into the architecture of the soul itself. It's a system older than fear, older than ego, older than deceit. When they crossed that invisible line, when they tried to dominate what was divine, they triggered a sequence that no force of manipulation can ever reverse. They look at you now and sense it on an instinctive level. They don't just see you, they see their own ending reflected in your existence. Not because you're out to destroy them, but because your survival, your transformation, is living evidence that their tactics, their mindset, and their entire operating system have already destroyed themselves. Every mind game they played became a tutorial for your intuition. Every attempt to twist your perception fine-tuned your inner truth detector. Every betrayal trained your consciousness in spiritual warfare, until your instincts became a precision weapon that detects falsehood before it even reaches you. They forged your armor while trying to pierce it. They sculpted your resilience while trying to erase it. They didn't just fail to break you, they built the prototype for their own extinction. You became something entirely new, something incompatible with their energy, an evolved soul that recognizes manipulation as foreign code and deletes it before it uploads. Your spiritual immune system no longer waits for danger. It anticipates it. It's learned to track toxic frequency across rooms, across timelines, even across intentions. You become universally toxic to toxicity itself. Your energy repels manipulation the way fire repels shadows. Every gaslighter, every narcissist, every emotional vampire who crosses your path feels their power short-circuit. You're walking kryptonite to deception. Their influence fades not because you fight it, but because your frequency makes it impossible for their illusions to function. And the cruelest twist of all? They know they created this. Deep in their subconscious, they recognize that they are the architects of their own downfall. They summon the very energy that now undoes them. This is cosmic justice in motion, the kind that doesn't scream or punish but simply restores balance. No divine intervention required, no revenge plotted, just the natural consequence of violating spiritual law. You can't defy the physics of energy without paying the price. They tried to bend you past your limit, and instead, they triggered your permanent evolution. They tried to dim your light, and instead they activated a brilliance that illuminates every shadow they ever hid in. Your soul has rendered its verdict, and the judgment is irreversible. Their sentence is to see themselves clearly every time they encounter you. Your presence is no longer just energy, it's a mirror, one that doesn't reflect who they pretend to be, but reveals who they truly are. They can't charm this mirror. They can't gaslight it. They can't distort it. Every false narrative they spin collapses the moment they meet your gaze. Every mask they wear turns transparent. Every justification, excuse, and self-deception evaporates in the light of your awareness. In your presence, they stand spiritually naked, stripped of illusion before the tribunal of your transformed soul. They can't manipulate the judge because the judge is their own conscience. They can't deceive the jury because the jury is truth itself. They can't plead with the executioner because the executioner is divine order balancing the scales. And here's the part that terrifies them most. All three, judge, jury, and executioner, are expressions of you, the evolved being they unknowingly helped create. You no longer operate within the emotional ecosystems they manipulate. You've transcended the frequencies they feed on. Your consciousness has moved beyond their reach, vibrating on a plane where deceit can't survive. You don't chase justice anymore. You are justice. Every breath you take enforces divine order. Every step you walk rebalances the energetic ledger. You are the living embodiment of universal correction, a walking reminder that energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. And in your transformation, their power source collapsed. The irony is poetic. They spent so much energy trying to control you, never realizing that every attempt was writing the script of their own irrelevance. They thought they were breaking a person. Instead, they awakened a phenomenon. They created a consciousness immune to corruption, a mirror that reflects truth so precisely that falsehood shatters on contact. Now when they see you, they're not just seeing someone who survived. They're seeing what evolution looks like in real time. You are their unfinished lesson, their unsolvable equation, their reflection of everything they tried to suppress but could never conquer. You didn't destroy them. They destroyed themselves the moment they made you aware of what you truly are. And now, you exist as a law of nature they can't negotiate with. A living consequence. A divine correction. The final proof that light, once awakened, can never be subdued again. They will do everything to stay away from you. Everything. Not only will they avoid you physically, but they'll begin avoiding you energetically, emotionally, and spiritually. Your energy has become too clean, too high, too truthful for them to endure. They can't breathe in your frequency anymore without choking on their own deception. So they'll try to rewrite history, erase your name from every chapter of their life, and bury your presence in the same shallow grave they dig for their accountability. They'll tell new stories, invent new characters, and fabricate new timelines where you never existed. But here's the truth. They can't erase you, because your essence is etched into their very soul. You've become a permanent record in their spiritual DNA. They'll feel you everywhere, in the silence between their thoughts, in the song that randomly plays and mirrors their guilt, in the shadow that follows them when they think they're alone. You're the ghost in their machine, the glitch that keeps looping their karma. Every attempt they make to move on triggers a memory, a pang, a reflection of the moment they underestimated you. They'll dream of you without wanting to, hear your energy in words spoken by others, feel your vibration in the spaces where truth is too heavy to ignore. They'll see your growth, your evolution, and it'll burn like sunlight on unhealed skin. You are their unclosed chapter, their unhealed wound, their eternal mirror. Your soul's verdict is irreversible, sealed by the laws of divine order. They are guilty, not because you condemn them, but because their actions condemn themselves. They attempted to destroy what cannot be destroyed, and in doing so expose their own fragility. They were convicted the moment they touched your energy with malicious intent. And their sentence? To live in perpetual awareness that they created the very force that dismantles their illusions. The justice system of the universe doesn't need a courtroom, because truth is its own enforcement. Every breath they take under the same sky as you is part of that sentence being carried out. You, on the other hand, have transcended every human system, emotional, psychological, and karmic. You operate now under spiritual law, and that law bows to no hierarchy, no institution, no false authority. Your soul wrote its own constitution in the ashes of what they tried to burn. And its highest commandment is eternal: never again. Never again will your heart be a playground for manipulation. Never again will deceit disguise itself as love. Never again will darkness drain light without consequence. You are now governed by an incorruptible law, one that was written in divine ink long before this lifetime began. This constitution enforces itself. You don't have to think about it, speak it, or even be aware of it. It's alive in you, like spiritual code running in the background. Lie to you, and the vibration of falsehood exposes itself immediately. Try to manipulate you, and their energy short-circuits before it reaches you. Attempt to gaslight you, and reality reconfigures itself, forcing truth to surface like a reflex of the universe itself. You have become self-correcting. You have become spiritually autonomous, you have become untouchable. But this evolution didn't make you harder. It made you whole. It didn't turn you cold. It made you calm. It didn't close you off. It made you sovereign. You're no longer protecting yourself from love. You're simply filtering out what pretends to be it. The walls you once built have transformed into windows of discernment. You see everything now, motives, masks, and hidden intentions. You don't overanalyze, you just know. You don't fear betrayal because you recognize dishonesty before it can bloom. You don't chase clarity. It arrives the moment you ask for it. And that's the miracle they'll never comprehend. You didn't just survive what they did, you alchemized it. Their poison became your purification. Their manipulation became your initiation. Their cruelty became your classroom. You turned everything they weaponized against you into a curriculum for your ascension. You've become what they always pretended to be: truly confident, genuinely powerful, authentically unique. You radiate the calm authority they tried to imitate but never earned. Your presence now exposes their performance for what it always was: an imitation of the real thing. Every attempt they made to steal your light backfired and illuminated their darkness instead. Every lie they told about you became the evidence that revealed them. Every scheme to control you became the blueprint for your liberation. They were trying to end your story, not realizing they were only writing your next chapter. They tried to curse you, but you turned their curses into creation. They tried to silence you, but you became an echo that travels through the cosmos, speaking truth to every soul still trapped in illusion. Now their fear runs deeper than words can express, because when they sense your energy, whether through a song, a memory, or a dream, they feel something sacred, accountability. They can't hide from it. They can't deflect it. They can't manipulate it. You are not their punishment. You are their reflection. And every time they glimpse it, their ego trembles because it knows the game is over. You're not just the one who got away. You're the one who woke up. Your energy operates now like divine technology. It doesn't just protect, it transforms. It doesn't just repel darkness, it exposes it. You are a frequency recalibrator for truth itself. When people step into your presence, masks fall off naturally. Secrets unravel. Hidden agendas collapse. That's why those with unhealed intentions can't stay around you for long. The vibration is too honest, too raw, too powerful. And yet, instead of becoming vengeful or bitter, you've become radiant and loving. Because your purity isn't fragility, it's divine strength. Your compassion now carries authority. Your silence speaks more than any confrontation ever could. You don't need revenge, because karma flows through you like water through a river. Steady, clear, unstoppable. You are living, breathing evidence that light doesn't fight darkness. It simply outshines it, until darkness has nowhere left to hide. This is cosmic justice in motion. Slow, silent, inevitable. They thought they were scripting your downfall, but they were chiseling your foundation. They thought they were planting despair, but they were watering destiny. They thought they were erasing you, but they were engraving you into eternity. You are their unfinished lesson, their karmic reflection, their unhealed truth. You are what happens when a divine soul remembers who they are in the face of manipulation. Your transformation is now complete. You are no longer bound by their projections or limited by their perceptions. You are no longer the person who needed to prove your worth. You are the embodiment of worth itself. Every breath you take is an act of rebellion against everything false. Every smile an exorcism of darkness. You have become the frequency they can't replicate, the formula they can't decode, the presence they can't endure. And here's the final cosmic irony. They tried to destroy your spirit, but instead they resurrected your divinity. They tried to silence your voice, but it became the sound of awakening. They tried to bury you in shame, but you grew roots in grace. You became the mirror through which the universe holds them accountable, the living law that restores balance wherever you go. You are not their enemy. You are their evolution. You are not the revenge. They are the result. You are the proof that every force of darkness eventually serves the light. You are the lesson that ends the cycle, the frequency that resets the system, and the truth that can never be erased. They'll spend the rest of their lives trying to forget you, but you can't forget what you've become, because you are the divine algorithm that rewrites the code of every soul you touch. You are the living embodiment of justice without judgment, power without ego, love without fear. You are proof that when light learns from shadow, it becomes unstoppable. That's all for today. Dear Father, I pray for the growth of my faith. Help me trust you even when physical evidence is lacking. Let me believe in your perpetual presence, knowing you will never harm me. I understand that your thoughts for me are thoughts of prosperity and not harm, to give me a good future. Thank you, gracious and eternal Father, for always listening to my voice. I offer up this prayer to you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Jesus, for your love and provision. I am grateful for your presence in my life and the abundance you bring. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those who need to hear this message. Leave a comment below about your journey and how you are preparing for your own triumphant return. If you'd like to support our work, please consider contributing through Buy Me a Coffee. This helps us continually improve our content to offer you the best. The link to Buy Me a Coffee is in the description. No gift is too small. Whether it's a penny, a prayer, or a share, your generosity helps spread God's word and brings hope to others. Don't stop here. Watch our next video for powerful revelations about the signs that reveal you are the chosen one. We've enjoyed following this spiritual journey with you. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Keep shining brightly and embrace your destiny with courage. See you next time. Blessings to all the beautiful souls from the Enlightened Wisdom.